Hello guys, welcome to another learning episode here in Expert Guide's YouTube channel. Can you guess our subject for today? It's biology, the science of life and living organisms, including their structure, function, growth, origin, evolution, distribution, and interrelationships. But before we proceed to our lesson, let me introduce myself first. My name is Mary Catherine C. Soriano, a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Physical Therapy from World City Colleges, taking up Master of Science in Physical Therapy in Our Lady of Fatima University. I am a licensed physical therapist and a college instructor. So for today, we will be talking about cells. Cells are called the basic unit of life, and every living thing is made of cell. The living organisms are classified according to the number of their cell. Some organisms have only one cell, while some have many cells. The unicellular organism is a single-celled organism. This type of organism is independent and all life processes are done by one cell. On the other hand, the multicellular organism is an organism that has multiple cells. These organisms have more levels of organization within them. It means that the cells group together to form body tissues. Different types of body tissues form organs. Organs, according to their function, are grouped together into organ systems. And organ systems make up the whole multicellular organism. The following are the functions of the cell. Number one, it's the basic unit of life. As we have mentioned from the previous slide, all living things are made of cells. Cells also provide protection and support, like in the case of the bone cells. The bone cells make up the skeleton that protects vital organs like brain, spinal cord, heart, and reproductive organs. Cell also functions for movement, like in the case of the muscles. The muscles specialize in contracting and relaxing, thereby producing movement. Cells also function in communication, like in the case of the nerve cells or neurons. They make up the nervous system. Cell metabolism and energy release. The metabolic activities of body tissues take place in each cell that make up the tissue, and the energy in the form of ATP is produced in the mitochondria of the cell. The cell is also important in inheritance as the cell contains the DNA in its nucleus. There are two types of cells. Can you guess the first one? Right, you are. The first here is the prokaryotic cell. Now, what is the description of the prokaryotic cell? Now, the prokaryotic cells have no distinct nucleus and organelles enclosed within membranes. Look at the structure of the prokaryotic cell on the left. It has no nucleus here. The nucleoid material is just scattered in the cytoplasm of the cell, and you can only find ribosomes and other membrane-bound organelles are absent. The species in the domains of Archaeobacteria and Eubacteria have prokaryotic cells. How about the other type of cell? Can you say its name? Eukaryotic cell. Right, you are. The eukaryotic cells have nucleus, and they also have organelles enclosed within membranes. There are three main regions of the eukaryotic cell: the nucleus, the plasma membrane, and the cytoplasm. Let us first talk about the nucleus of the cell. The nucleus contains most of the genes that control the cell. That's why it is regarded as the control center of the cell. It occupies about 10% of a cell's volume. The plasma membrane forms a boundary between the material in the inside of the cell and the outside. Materials inside the cell are intracellular and those outside are extracellular. The plasma membrane is a selective barrier membrane that is made of phospholipid bilayer. Since the plasma membrane is a semi-permeable membrane, it doesn't allow just any substance or any material to pass through, thereby regulating the composition of the cell. Thirdly, the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the region outside the nucleus but within the plasma membrane. This is considered to be the factory area of the cell because this is the site of most cellular activities. The cytoplasm contains the machineries of the cell, which are the organelles. Each organelle performs specific function. In the case of the mitochondria is important for synthesis of ATP. That's why it's considered to be the powerhouse of the cell. The microtubule determines the overall shape of the cell. Together with the microfilament and the intermediate filament, they make up the cell's cytoskeleton. The centrosome is important during cell division because this organelle directs the movements of the chromosomes when the cell divides. The microfilament is a type of cytoskeleton that's responsible for cell's motility. The breakdown bodies of the cell is the ribosome, which contains hydrolytic enzymes that help in the breakdown of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is an endoplasmic reticulum that has no ribosome. It is important for cholesterol synthesis and fat metabolism. The detoxification bodies are called peroxisomes. These are organelles that convert harmful free radicals to H2O2 or hydrogen peroxide, hence the name peroxisome. Next is the vacuole. The vacuole is important for digestion, storage, waste disposal, water balance, cell growth, and protection. Both plant and animal cells have vacuole, only that in plant cells, they have bigger vacuoles while small vacuoles are present in animal cells. The Golgi apparatus is responsible for modification and packaging of proteins. The chromatins are located inside the nucleus. These are loose network of DNA and proteins that become chromosomes during cell division. Another part of the nucleus is the nucleolus, or plural nucleoli. These are small bodies in the nucleus where ribosomes are assembled. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is an endoplasmic reticulum studded with ribosomes, and its function is to send the proteins to the Golgi apparatus. The ribosomes are called the protein machineries of the cell because the ribosomes are responsible for synthesis of proteins. Lastly, we have the intermediate filament. Again, another cytoskeleton that is responsible for resisting pulling forces on the cell, thereby preventing the cells from being pulled apart. It's exercise time! Oops, I don't mean this kind of exercise, but this. Let's try some brain workout here. First question. If you observed a cell under a microscope and noticed that it contained a plasma membrane, cell wall, ribosomes, but none of the other organelles, what could you conclude? Letter A, the cell is damaged. Letter B, the cell is an animal cell. Letter C, the cell is eukaryotic cell. Or letter D, the cell is a prokaryotic cell? You have 5 seconds to think of the answer. All right, let's reveal the answer. The answer is letter D. It is a prokaryotic cell. Did you get that? How about let's try another question. Which of the following cell organelles is not completely matched or correctly matched with its function? Letter A, the nucleus contains genes that determine the structure and function of each cell. Letter B, lysosome contains digestive enzymes. Letter C, mitochondria, the site of protein synthesis. Letter D, the Golgi apparatus that modifies and packages proteins in secretory vesicles. 5 seconds to answer. All right, let's reveal. The answer is letter C, mitochondria. Why? Because mitochondria is not the site for protein synthesis, but it's the site of ATP synthesis. The site of protein synthesis are the ribosomes. Last one. In animal cells, which of the following represents the most likely pathway that a secretory protein takes as it synthesizes in a cell? Letter A, from ribosome to rough ER to Golgi apparatus, the secretory vesicle to the plasma. Letter B, plasma membrane, Golgi apparatus, ribosome, rough ER, and secretory vesicle. Letter C, plasma membrane, Golgi apparatus, ribosome, secretory membrane before rough ER. Or letter D, ribosomes, and then Golgi apparatus going to the rough ER, to the secretory vesicle, into the plasma membrane. 5 seconds to answer. Let's reveal. Letter A is the correct answer. The proteins are synthesized in the ribosomes. The rough ER will then send the proteins to the Golgi apparatus, into the secretory vesicles to the plasma membrane. And that's it for our lesson today. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe our YouTube channel and click the bell button to be notified of new videos. You can also follow us in our Facebook page, www.facebook.com Expert Guides Review Center Katipunan. And there is no better way to spend your free time this summer than to enhance your prowess in mathematics, English, and science. Expert Guides also offers enrichment programs and online review to help you master these subjects and get you to the school of your dreams. See you guys in our next biology episode. Stay safe and again, thank you.